Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Women's Month. I keep saying that because we're still in March and I have committed myself to, oh my gosh, to sharing my platform with all types of women, all walks of life. But women entrepreneurs are my absolute favorite. And listen, I have so much in common with you all because I am a woman entrepreneur. So I've dedicated this month to coming on live every day and sharing my platform with different women, different walks of life. And so I'm super excited because, there's been a lot of people, a lot of ladies that I have worked with, that I've coached, that have attended my workshops, who have graduated from my courses, who have been joining me. And today is a special day because I have a young lady coming in who I've had the pleasure of virtually for almost 2 years now. So I'm super excited to reconnect with her and talk to her about what's going on in her world. Okay, there you are.
Hi! I guess it wanted to give you a tour of the living room.
Right. You know what? I completely understand. I am not that tech savvy, as you know, right? And so I'm always up against like a blank wall. And if anything go down, you're going to see a blank wall. It's like, hello? That's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're seeing.
Exactly.
That's what you're seeing. I haven't gotten that fancy where I've like carved out space for me to like do these lives because, as you know, when you were getting the press to say yes, I am one person that don't even really like to do these lives. So like I just hop on. And I heard the word stretch, right? Just now when I was just talking to you. And so what I realized is as entrepreneurs, we have to continuously stretch ourselves. We have to do the things, just even in adulting, we have to do the things that we don't want to do, even in that moment when we don't want to do it. And so discipline is hard, but stretching yourself even is harder, right? Because discipline is doing the things that we know that we can get done, right? And we just don't feel like it. And so we have to show up even when we don't want to show up for ourselves or for the people that are waiting on the other side of that, right? And so because of that, so discipline is one thing, but stretching yourself is a whole nother thing, because sometimes that looks like doing things that we're not used to doing, that we don't know exactly how to get done, that we don't feel like learning. And we still have to figure it out. We still have to keep going. And that's in life in general. You know what I mean? But
that's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah. That's being a woman.
Yeah.
How as a woman.
Let me back it up. Being a human, because today I'm going to stretch my
Exactly.
kids. I'm about to stretch my kids. They're about to do some things that we haven't done before. In this house. They're about to learn some new things, right? So no, so I think it's about being a human, period. But being a woman entrepreneur, it's funny because I wasn't even really about to have this conversation. Self-confidence kicks in. So I know when I first started coaching, I started calling myself, or people were calling me, the confidence career coach, right? And it wasn't because I was cocky, but because I was confident, right? And so it is hard for some people, especially women entrepreneurs, to be confident, like to show up and really have that voice, right?
Right.
And I think that it is because we as women a lot of times put ourselves on the back burner. I can raise my hand twice when I say this, right?
Likewise.
I could say that I put myself on the back burner plenty of times. There's kids, there's commitment to other family members. When I was a wife, there was commitment to that, with that responsibility too. And I would put myself and sometimes even my business on the back burner. And so what I realized though, I am most confident when I keep my promise to myself. When I have the discipline to say, no, you're worth it. When I'm willing to challenge myself, to stretch myself because I know I'm worth it, right? And then when I don't lie to myself, when I say I'm going to do something and I get up and actually get it done for me, it actually gives me a boost of confidence. Like I wasn't one who wrote down a lot of things. I used to say earlier in my career, I don't care if I was sitting in a pitch meeting with VH1 or sitting in a meeting with Ludacris at Def Jam. I used to tell people all the time, if it's not in my head and my heart, then it's not that important. And so it just won't get done.
Right.
And what I've realized, though, is that I will have a checklist of things that need to get done. And even though I can remember them all, the last on the list before I'm retiring would be myself, right?
Right.
As a woman, as a businesswoman, or whatever, I will be last on the list. There'll be clients, there'll be friends, there'll be family members, everybody else on the list. And I could memorize that and get it all done. But the one thing that I would leave out is at the end of the night when I'm tired and I'm ready to retire for the day and I didn't get anything done for me, I would be like, oh, it's okay. I'll get it done tomorrow. Right. Right. And we can get it done. And so what I begin to see is that once I started writing down a list, then I could actually number it in priority. And so what I've decided to do is that first of all, in the morning, I start off with at least doing one thing for myself, right? And then before I do anything else, right? And then as the day goes on, I might do 2 things for somebody else, 3 things for something else, for a client or something, right? And then I go right back to what is that one thing? The one thing. And sometimes it's simple things, just like just stopping and eating. Because girl, I've been that woman, that mother that'll go the whole day
without eating.
And then had a bag of chips and a half of a banana.
Right.
Like,
who does that?
That's not serving me as my grown adult self that needs vitamins and need nutrients to keep pushing. And so what I realized is that confidence comes when you keep the commitment to yourself, because you build a relationship with yourself that tells yourself that you are the bomb, that you are worth it, that, you know, that no matter what's going on, I'm going to keep up with me. And so then it started raising the bar for other people, right? To keep up with you. And so confidence is important, and discipline is important, and stretching yourself is important. And that's not even what I started to come on here and talk about. For you all that don't know me, I am Monique Jackson. I'm a celebrity publicist, a business strategist, a TV show creator, and so much more. Some people will call me a business coach, and I am that too. I actually focus on helping people get visibility and visibility for their business, for their brand, and eventually turn that into some bankable situations, right? And so that's really what my focus is. I am a business builder, really at heart. I offer a lot of different ways for people to work with me. So if you're interested in a course, a workshop, I'm doing a 5-day challenge, you all, April 4th through the 8th. So definitely get into that. That's called Press to Profit. It is really focused on just that. It's focused on showing you how to show up, right? And then showing you how to actually make offers that are going to convert into dollars, because that's what we're in business for. So definitely click the link in the bio. And then if you're interested in working with me on anything else, just DM me the word press and we'll talk. Charron. I know who you are to me. This lady started out as a student. You know what? While I'm introducing you, and then you're going to introduce yourself formally, I want you to go ahead and type in, how do you want people to follow you? How do you want people to get in touch with you? Because I know there are some people on here that need your services. And so, where do I start? She started out doing Getting the Press to Say Yes course. She excelled in that. She got pressed. She started doing things in her business, and bada bing, bada bam. Before you know it, we were talking about all kinds of other things that were going on in your business, including you consulting with me on a few things too. So, you know, I don't want to drag all our business to the streets, because we'll save that for another day. But go ahead and formally introduce yourself, Charron. I call her now my girlfriend. She's a good girlfriend. So now, go ahead, introduce yourself to the folks.
Yes. Thank you so much, sister friend. I'm a elevate us. Yes, again, my name is Charron Monaye. I am your writing guru as well as your publishing to profit friend. Because, you know, a lot of people out here publishing books and they ain't getting no profit. And I don't know how you're becoming, you know, successful with that. So I am, you know, your go-to person to help you release that story, release that conversation, release that book, release that course, to actually get it out there in the world in a published format where it will ultimately outlive you. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for legacies. The name of my company is Pen Legacy, and that's what I've committed myself to, is helping people build legacies that will outlive them. It's bigger than inheritance. Yeah. It's bigger than inheritance.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's talk about, you know, why is it important? Because we're talking a lot to, you know, my primary audience, you know, are women entrepreneurs. And I personally know why it's important to write the book. That's why I'm going to write one, right? But right. You as a professional writer and someone who owns and operates a publishing company, tell us, you know, why is it important for the business person just in general to, you know, to have a book published?
One, book gives you credibility. Let's be clear. Nobody listens to somebody until they have a platform. So for a lot of people, whether you're a speaker, whether you're a coach, that book is almost like your walking credit card that always gives you currency. Even when you don't have time to book that consultation, or you don't have time to meet that one-on-one. You can always have that consultation or that conversation, have them purchase a book or include the book in your package. Now that book is going to continue to give you currency even when you're not working. Right. It gives you that I know what I'm doing feel, or hey, she's an expert in her field. How many times have you bought a book from someone just because now you consider them an expert, or you've used the information in their book to guide you through your business? Right. So to not have a book, in my opinion, is doing your business and yourself a disservice. Plus, on top of that, like I said, the book will outlive you. So your information, your bullet points, what you know best or what you know to be for sure will never go out of style. Yes. Because a book will never unpublish itself. Right. I love it. I love that it is a big business card. I've told plenty of my clients that is the truth, that, you know, that your book is just a walking, like, it's just a big business card. It actually tells people who you are, what you do, and how you're going to help them. And and that, like you said, that lives on forever, right? No one can ever well, you know, once you have published a book, no one can say, oh, well, you never wrote the book. Like, there's no expiration date on there, right? Absolutely. So that's a wonderful thing. You know, who are your typical clients? And like, walk us through, you know, one of your, I know there's a variety of ways that you serve people, but walk us through the typical way of you, you know, in this process. Like, if I were to come to you, you know, who's your ideal client and how do you typically help them? Got you. Well, my ideal clients have changed because now I have published someone as young as 4 years old. Oh, wow. To someone who's now 81 years old. Oh, wow. Wow. Yes. So my Who Wants to Write a Story now has expanded to babies, right, to, you know, women who wants to do this before they close their eyes, whether they know what's coming or they're not, you know, they don't. So my clientele is definitely growing. I was shocked when I had my little 4-year-old baby who was like, Miss Charron, I want to write my children's book. I was like, how can I tell you no? Because everybody has a story. That's the beauty of writing. Right. Our children to our elders all have a story. They all have a story. And we'd be surprised to know that a lot of our children who have a story, they are the best story, because those are the stories that teach us as adults
how to deal or how to handle or how to get familiar with this new culture, with their generation. So it's like the education continues.
Right.
The old is leaving the legacy, the babies is giving the new information.
Right.
But when it comes to, you know, how to work with me or what typical day when it comes to, you know, connecting with me is one, I always tell people go to penlegacy.com or you can go to charronmonaye.com. Because I have all my publishing services there. Some people like to talk to me first. So you can always connect with me here, IG, Facebook. Once we discuss that you have a book, because let's be clear, every story is not a book. Okay, some stories are just good courses.
Right.
Some stories are good stories for a book anthology or a good movie or short. Everything is not book driven. So once we kind of determine what best fits your story, then of course, I'm a paralegal when I'm not a book person. So we're handling business.
Right.
You know, you get your contract, you send your deposit, and then once, you know, depending on what package you have, it's time to go to work. We're getting your cover done. We're doing your editing. We're doing your distribution. It's literally a one-stop shop. You send us your manuscript, we send you back a book and a global distribution deal.
Right. Right. Right.
It's very, I keep everything very simple because I know as an entrepreneur mom, an employee mom, a mom, a sister, a daughter,
Right.
I don't, you know, we have to keep things moving so we're continuing to feed all of our funnels.
Yes. 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 And I can say, she is a lady about her business. That's the biggest thing that I mean, even with you just saying that, you know, I'm a paralegal too, right? And again, I'm not going to tell, you know, all of your business out here, but you just shared that you're a paralegal. And so even with that, you know, people should know the importance of taking care of their business, right? And
absolutely. And protecting.
Right. Because some people say, you know, well, you know, I don't want to write the book or whatever because my intellectual property and I don't want anyone to steal this. You know, you never, I mean, you can only imagine how many people have come to me, hit me in DMs or whatever saying they have an idea for a TV show, but they don't want anyone to steal it. And I'm like, well, I don't know how you're going to pitch it. I mean, don't tell me if you're giving that energy, if you're afraid that someone's going to steal it, then I don't want to hear it because I don't want to be part of, who stole Johnny from Sheila and all of that. I won't be part of that, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to pass, but I want to pull you up a little bit closer and share this with you though too. You're going to have to do something to protect your publishing, to protect, I was a songwriter. That's how I started in this industry professionally. And my whole catalog of songs were stolen from me because I didn't protect my publishing the first go round properly. So I was very early on. I used to pitch shows to BT and those friends all the time, and I would pitch them unsolicited because I knew someone that knew someone, so forth, whatever. And I would see shows like that 6 months later, not even on the air. You know what I mean? And so I learned very early on, you know, what to do to protect myself. And so I appreciate you saying the first thing that's happening is that we're handling business. Absolutely. And so I want to congratulate you though, because I did, you know, of course I do follow you and I follow your projects or whatever. And I know that you had just done something with Miss Evelyn, a cookbook. And we are in deep prayer for the family. Absolutely. I know a few of those sisters. And, has worked with, Tamar in the past. And so it's just, it's a difficult moment for them or what have you. But I did see the cookbook and it just looked like it was a delightful situation. First working with Miss. It was a beautiful thing. Yeah. And then secondly, just doing the cookbook. So now tell us, what is the difference? Like when you're writing a cookbook or something like that, that's her recipes, right? So someone would say, well, how did you really help write that? Like, how did you help with that part? Or
So what's that process like? If I'm doing a book of affirmations or a cookbook or something that really has to come from me, then why do I need someone like you?
Because one, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're just not throwing together content. Mm-hmm. It needs to make sense. Mm-hmm. It needs to be formatted correctly. Mm-hmm. It needs like with Miss E's book, Cooking with Miss E. I'm gonna put that plug out there. It's available everywhere right now. Mm-hmm. She added stories. So her cookbook is not just a cookbook. It's a cookbook plus memoir. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to not necessarily the cookbook, the recipe part, it's more of now she's adding another element. Because, I mean, let's be real. How many people are really out here buying cookbooks with just recipes and pictures? Right. So you want to also have that publisher or someone like me will give you that business edge, because I'm in the industry, to say, okay, you know what? I don't know if just putting a bunch of pictures and recipes in a book is going to sell. Right. With a person of your caliber and your successful family, let's maybe talk about how these recipes come to life. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew Ms. E is Gullah Geechee. Mm-hmm. So now, instead of us just putting a oyster dish in her book, let's explain how this is connected to the Gullah Geechee, which now explains how it's connected to you, and now which makes it the perfect recipe we all saw on Breakfast Family Values. Mm-hmm. So it's all about making sure that you have elements that people are interested in, versus just saying, hey, here, this is how you make oven fried chicken. Okay, I don't need a book to teach me how to make fried chicken, but the element of what that fried chicken means to you, or introducing me to a new culture, is going to be very important. So when it came to making sure that her stories were appealing, to whereas I'm not only learning about Miss Evelyn, not the Braxtons, Miss Evelyn, right, how I'm learning about her culture, and how I'm learning also another element of the African American culture. Right. So all of that history and education in Miss E's book is what makes Miss E's book a success story in itself. Right. Not just your typical cookbook with pictures and recipes. Right, right. I love it. So that's what working with someone does. It takes the simple and makes it profitable. Right. I love it. I love it. I love it. So just name a couple of ways. When you said profitable, I know that there are ways to make money. You've written the book, but just give me like maybe 2 ways that are like that are very popular. If I'm an author, how do I make money now after having that title? One, coaching. A lot of people will turn their book into coaching programs or speaking opportunities. Okay, that's 2 already. I know. Okay, so give me one more. Okay, go ahead. And also what you can do is use it as your platform for a show. Yes. Yes. Those are your 2 big ones, because we see a lot of reality on Netflix and Hulu. Mm-hmm. A lot of the shows, let me go ahead and bust everybody's bubble right now. A lot of these shows you see on Netflix are books. Are books. Yeah. Same thing with BET, Family Business. A book. Carl Weber. That one's a big one that's come from a book, and now one has been, BET has been running that. I think they're on like their 4th season. Absolutely. And then another one to sorry to cut you off. Another plug. Victoria Christopher Murray, the 7 Deadly Sins series. Envy, War. All of those books came out years ago, but now T.D. Jakes took the whole series and they're on Lifetime. Yes. They're books. Yes. So that's important to know, that once you've done the work, that there's still ways to monetize it, even a 2nd, 3rd, and maybe a 4th or 5th way, honestly. So absolutely. That's super important. That's super important. If you had to leave this audience with a piece of advice as a businesswoman, a call to action, when taking charge or taking leadership in your business as a businesswoman, what would it be? One, never forget yourself. I think that's all of it. Don't forget yourself, because one thing when it comes to being a businesswoman in any industry, on any platform, like you said in your opening, we tend to put ourselves last.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because as my mom used to always say, the bigger you get, the more busy or unproductive or unfulfilled you become, because you start to not even focus on you. It just becomes a job,
Right.
if you will.
Right.
And for a lot of us as entrepreneurs, a lot of this is our passion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily our job. Like we don't clock in
Right.
like your typical person. You
Right.
have to be committed and dedicated to this, because every day I tell people I want to quit. I will give up Pen Legacy at 12 p.m. today if I could.
Right, right.
But it's that commitment. So you want to make sure that you're continuing to put you in that limelight. Stay educated. Number 2, stay educated. Do not be in business, or you try to stay in business and not up to date on what's going on in your business.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be the outdated CEO.
Right. Right.
Don't do that.
The outdated CEO.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because education is continuously, and the world is constantly changing. The way we're doing business is constantly changing. And trends and things like that, the way we're getting information is changing. So when you said
it's changing,
ooh, I love that one. I love that one.
Don't do that one. And then of course, third, make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're having fun. Burnout is real. Mm-hmm. Stress is real. Yes. Health issues are real.
Yes.
If you're not having fun, switch. If you can't get it together, switch.
Right.
Partner. Don't be afraid to partner with someone. You don't have to do everything by yourself. I know I was guilty. 7 years I ran Pen Legacy solo. I was Pen Legacy. I was the finance. I was the marketing. I was the publisher.
Right.
Not now.
Right.
It's okay. And if you can't, some people be like, well, I can't afford it. Barter. Partnership. Friendship. Relationship.
Yeah.
Be okay with asking for help.
Yeah.
I definitely will save you some sleepless nights whenever you can get some sleep. But make sure you get some sleep.
Get some sleep. You talking to me now. Get some sleep.
Yes, get some sleep.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, lady, I don't have to tell you that, that we will be talking more, because we always do.
Yes.
We're going to pick back up. I know it's been a minute since we've spoken, but we're going to pick back up really soon. Yes. But listen, if you guys...
And let me just say, before you close, I am super proud of you. I have been watching your posts, and I know what, everything that's been going on. I am happy to see you smile. I love the picture when y'all was out in the water. I was like, yes, that is the Monique I know. So I just want to continue to encourage and uplift you.
Thank you.
My sister, as you get on the other side of that other side, because we got stuff to do.
Yes. I appreciate it. That's all I can say. So if you all are honestly looking to do any type of writing project, right? Whether it's for you, your children, if you want to get your grandmama's story out, right? Then definitely hit up this woman here. She is patient. She is well versed when it comes to writing. She is about the business. And she actually, she takes care of the business on both ends. For her, she gets her business handled, but she also takes care of your business, right? And so, listen, I can go on and on and on about great things to say to you, but we will be talking soon. This will not be the last time that my audience sees you. That was a big one. I
appreciate you. I appreciate you.
So I'm gonna let you go and carry on with your Saturday. I'll go be a mom, and then I'll be joining back. I think at 12 o'clock today. I have another young lady that I'm going to be speaking to about her business. It is Women's Month, and we are really dedicating this to all women, all walks of life, all women entrepreneur, because that's what I'm excited about, you all. I do a lot of things with a variety of different women, but my main thing right now is honestly press, brand strategy, and visibility. So if you're interested in any of those things, then definitely click the link in the bio. join me some type of way, because there's a lot of different ways we can work together. And if you don't know exactly how we should be working together, then DM me the word press and I will get in touch with you. If you're, on Charron's page and you never have followed me before, make sure you're following Monique Jackson, the number 1, Monique Jackson, the number 1. I have to say it again, Monique Jackson, the number 1, because there are some imitators and duplicators out there, but this is the page that I actually work from. So definitely, let's all stay in touch. Follow Charron, follow me, and I will be following Charron, and y'all will be seeing her again on this platform really soon. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.